Hey everyone, welcome back to my latest solo trapping video. Today I'll be showcasing my free-to-play solo trap. It is quite big now, but before we get to the video, there will be some hits in the background while I'm talking, but I want to talk to you guys about the migration restriction, all that stuff. Again, I will be doing a full video on that later on in the week, but I just want you guys to basically tell me down below what's your kind of ideas on that. Do you hate it? Do you like it? Why do you hate it? And why do you like it? Again, I will pick one comment in the description down below to win 10,000 gems. So tell me what you think, and I might use your comments in that video to kind of explain my idea, what I can use in your things, and if you have any negatives, why it's a bad thing, I'll do my counter arguments to that counter argument, if there is a counter argument to your comment. So anyways, also if you guys aren't subscribed, think about subscribing, hit the like button, really helps out the channel, and you gotta be subscribed and like the video if you want to win the 10k gems that I'm giving away on this video. And make sure you write your comment down below explaining what you think about the migration restriction, what my idea, like if you've read my ideas, like the might cap or adding like no one can join in the top 100, any of those ideas that I've already posted before. If you guys just give your ideas about those in the description down below. Anyways, or in the comments down below. Anyways, let's get into the video today. Again, I will be trapping on my big, or I guess this is not my big solo trap. This is my free-to-play solo trap. It's around 209 million might in this video. It is quite strong. It's running about 450k ish tier 4 and about 3 million of each tier 2, so it can be technically a rally trap. It has a little bit too little tier 4 to be a rally trap. When I was rally trapping on it, you probably saw this account take a double rally in probably like 2 weeks ago now, I think it was. I did boost up to about 650k of each tier 4 to take those rallies, but for solo trapping, 450k is definitely enough for that. This guy is kind of interesting. I'm not 100% sure what he was doing. I still don't know what he was doing. Even after like the clip and everything, I was asking my guildmates, like, what is he doing? He's setting 60k tier 4 siege and then 20k of 2 different types of tier 2. I thought he was trying to test my front line, and then I thought he was actually just trying to zero me with this, because he was setting infantry tier 2 and range tier 2, and he was doing like 6k damage at a time. So I'm not sure what he was doing. Was he trying to zero me this way? Also, if you guys know what he was doing, write that in the comments down below. Because again, he was setting, 60k tier 4 siege, 20k tier 2 infantry, and then 20k tier 2 of something else. And I was just like, what was it? Yeah, reptilian riders. I'm like, what is he doing? Like, is he trying to zero me? Because usually when people test my front line, they usually send different attacks. This guy was just sending the same attack over and over and over. I can't remember how many times he actually hit me. It was like 10 times, but he was sending 100k troops, and he was just sending tier 4, tier 2 with siege in the background, and the siege does damage, obviously, because it takes, you have to kill all the troops, then you go attack the siege, so all the sieges in the background takes a while to get to, so it does automatically do damage. It does about 6k at a time, but it wasn't really doing much, because I have, 600,000 infirmary space on this account. So if he's doing 6k at a time, it would take him 100 attacks to fill my infirmaries. That's just to fill my infirmaries. And then it would take him like 1 million attacks to actually zero me, because I've got 10 million troops. So I don't understand what he was doing. I thought he was trying to test my front line at the start, but then he didn't start sending different attacks. So I was like, is he trying to break my wall down? Is he not doing enough damage for him to think that my wall is taken out yet? So he just keeps sending the siege attacks. I honestly, I still don't understand what he was doing. So here I'm just kind of just sitting here just talking to my guild for like, I think this happened over like 20 minutes he was doing this thing. And like, I did kind of stop it a little bit. I was shutting off the recorder, then turning it on when he was attacking and stuff like that, because if not, this clip would have been way too long. And I try to do that all the time when I'm trapping. I do shut my recorder off when attacks aren't coming in, or when I think attacks aren't coming in, because you can see I'm turning the recorder on literally right when the attack starts, because otherwise you're just wasting a lot of film and stuff like that. You might notice that when I do my filming, I actually literally shut my camera off in between attacks, so sometimes I do miss attacks, because if I'm not fast enough to turn on the recorder, or if I'm not expecting them to hit me, that's when I don't get the recorder on. But most of the time I'm pretty good with getting the recorder on, unless it's my baby trap, because I never know when people are going to hit me on my baby trap. For this trap, it's really it's really easy to tell when people are going to hit you. I'm pretty good at looking around my surroundings and finding attacks. If you aren't doing that on your solo traps, make sure you do that. Make sure you're not just looking next to you. Make sure you're looking around, because people like to port like 20 miles away from you and do gangbangs from out there. So if you're trapping, make sure you're doing that. And now finally, he's actually sending attacks that I'm like, okay, now he's testing my front line. He sent like 6 attacks before that, so I'm like, okay, he did his 6 attacks. Now he's actually doing the testing of the front line, so now I'm gonna mess with him some more and switch my Phalanx around, just to screw with him at this point, because I really don't know what he's thinking. He hasn't started a rally or anything like that. He's trying to test my front line, and he's sending infantry. I'm just like, okay, I'll counter him again. Again, I didn't sit in a cav. I knew he was kind of sending infantry next, but I decided against sitting in cav because range attacks can do quite a bit of damage if you're in cav foul, if you're not paying attention. Actually, on this account, it's not so bad because I have a full comp. On my other big solo trap, that's a no-no because I have very little infantry on that account. So sitting in cav, really bad no-no. On this account, not so much. Even if I got hit by cav, it wouldn't be, or not cav, range against my cav, it wouldn't have been too bad, but yeah, so I still don't know what he's doing. Like, okay, he's done 3 tests. So now he's done 3 tests. I'm like, okay, so now he's going to start the rally or do another test, or I'm not 100% sure what he's going to do after all these hits. So I was kind of sitting here like, okay, I'm just, at this point, I'm waiting for the rally because I'm like, okay, he's obviously trying to test my front line. All those attacks beforehand were to basically get rid of my wall or something like that, but nope. Here he comes again with the same attack again. So I'm like, what is this guy doing? Honestly, like, at this point, I'm like, is he literally trying to zero me with these attacks? Like, doing 6k damage at a time? Like, even my might is dropping like nothing, obviously. I have tier 2 front line, so he's doing 6,000, so he's doing like 40k damage at a time, like, might-wise. But yeah, so he's still sitting in the same gear, and like, he doesn't have his speed up gear on either. I'm like, I'm looking around like, is he like trying to distract me or something? And they're setting up this massive gangbang somewhere. So I'm just looking around trying to find out that, but it wasn't that. He's just literally just sending these. I'm still flabbergasted on what he was doing. But yeah, you can see 6,000, 6,400. He's pretty much doing the same damage every single time. I'm not switching Phalanxes for these ones, obviously. Yeah, so he sends another attack, exact same attack that he is sending before. I don't know. I'm not even sure what to say anymore because it's like, hey, he's still sending the same attack. Doing 6,000 damage. Okay, he's going to send another one. Let's see. Oh, nope, he's testing my front line again. So he sent a couple attacks in between. Just basically get rid of that wall. Maybe my wall wasn't gone. That's why he wasn't getting a very good a test on though, because like I was switching Phalanxes, so I was full counting him every single time. So he's kind of doing the same amount of damage. So he's like, okay, maybe his idea is I still have a wall. So he's got to send a couple more siege attacks. Now he's doing the tester again. So I didn't get the switch off there. So that might have actually clued him in that I wasn't. Actually, he did 50k. I don't even. Okay, I don't know what he's doing at this point. So, I still have tons of infirmary space. I don't have to worry about healing. By the way, never heal when people are doing this because if your might starts changing, they'll see that, and a lot of times they'll stop attacking you, and you won't get millions of free kills because they'll actually see that you're online. So I'm trying to fake off his line as much as possible. Since he's only doing 6k at a time, I can basically sit here all day. I'll even take reds at this point if he wants to keep going, because yeah, so you see he did eventually quit there, and no rally after that either. So I was really confused what was going on there, but that was it. So that was the end of it. It was like he just stopped attacking me, didn't set a rally, didn't do anything, just lost a ton of troops. Like, I don't know. I guess that's what he wanted to do. So anyways, let's switch on to the next one. I'm doing the 2000 IQ trap. You can see my beta count is burning there. This guy, was it the Gulag who ended up burning him? Decided to burn him. Obviously didn't have much troops. Saw that my leader's walking back, poured next to me. He's going to try and pick up the free level 60 leader. Obviously I'm running anti, so he's not going to get my scout by scouting me. Sometimes what people will do, if they're smart and know the trap, they'll scout you, then send a familiar at you to see if you have any troops. So you have troops, they'll just kind of give up at that point. Maybe send a test attack, but they won't send their leader or anything like that. So this one he's sending a what's called what's called range attack, tier 4, tier 5. He's speeding it in, maybe to try and catch me off guard just in case I am online, so I can't counter him, but I'm saying an infantry sent range, obviously not going to do very much damage. He's sending a leaderless attack, going to do way less damage. Again, this account can take solo attacks without its leader. It doesn't need the leader, doesn't need the gear, and doesn't need the stats. Nordic Salmon's coming in with 300k what's it called, cav at this point too. This guy's going to go in for a second attack. He's going to go cav. I'm not sure if I get my switch off in time. Yeah, I did. Okay, so I full countered that one too. That's the only thing you can really do when you don't have your leader. You can just try and counter them, basically take less damage from the attacks. That's kind of it. So that's what I was doing there. I did get a tracker rally set on me here. Yeah, so anyway, so they're looking for basically see what's going on. Nordic Salmon at this point has recalled his attack, so they ended up not attacking me anymore, but I got a bunch of free tier 4 kills because obviously this guy was going tier 4, tier 5, so he's losing 150k tier 4 per hit. So it's basically free tier 4 kills at this point. Didn't get any leaders, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to get it hit as many times as possible. Not trying to get leaders. This is not KVK. If it's KVK, obviously you want the leaders because they'll try and gangbang you and all that stuff. Not KVK, they'll end up just rallying you after a while. So getting a leader is not always the best idea. If they just send in like 5 leaderless attacks, that's better than getting a leader just because you get more kills that way. So that's what it is there. So anyways, they didn't do anything after that, probably rally me or gave up. So I ended up doing the same thing. They ended up burning my my alt. Leader is walking back right now. Walkman's going in. Walkman was the one who burnt my ult, if you guys are wondering. He is sending 375k tier 2 cav at me. Again, it's kind of a tester attack just to kind of see if I have any troops, because obviously my leader hasn't come back yet. So they're kind of testing to see what's in my castle before my leader comes back. Obviously, I got troops. Age's thing, he sent a familiar at me to see what kind of troops I had, or if I had any troops and he just was hitting wall, because that's another thing. If you have a really strong wall and someone sends tier 2 at you, a lot of times the wall will eat the tier 2, so he's just seeing if I had any troops behind that wall. Obviously, all it showed him was that I had tier 2 or tier 1 in my castle. It means I probably have troops and I might be a trap, because I think Walkman is kind of smart, and you'll see what happens after, what he does to me after this. That shows he kind of knows what's going on at this point. Obviously the SSQ guy decided to go in for another attack. Not the same guy who went in for like 25 attacks earlier, if you guys are wondering, but it is another SSQ guy. So the leader is about 2.5 minutes away. Again, if you are doing this trap, make sure that you're strong enough to take a leaderless hit from a Titan or whoever's in your kingdom, because it might happen. He's going to go in for another tester, going tier 4 this time. I'm just going to switch over to infantry because I wanted him to do some damage, but didn't want him to do a crazy amount. Obviously, he did quite a bit of damage there. I was in range, but now that he thinks I'm in range, I'm going to sit in infantry if he goes in for a solo attack, just because he saw how much damage the range attack did. But what you think he's doing right now is porting away, but he wasn't actually porting away. What he was doing was coming off screen here, and you can see the leader came in super fast, so he's sitting about 20 miles off screen here, and he decided to speed up his attack and hit me. Unfortunately for him, I'm strong enough to take leaderless hits, or take leadered hits leaderless without my leader, but he obviously didn't full counter me, and I kind of baited him into going range because I had already switched my phalanx, and I do that on purpose to basically get people to catch you off guard, because if they're smart like this guy, I think he has probably over 900% attack, looking at that gear, by the way. Crazy gear on Walkman there. But if you guys are trying to catch them and try and bait them into hitting you a certain way, make sure you get them to full counter you in something you're not sitting in. So I got him to full counter me in range, and then I switched my phalanx to infantry just in case he decided to go in for a full attack. And it looks like Nordic Salmon's going to come in with a rally now. So obviously I capped them. They were paying attention. They didn't want to go in for the gangbang, so I was like, okay, no gangbang for me, but it's totally fine. Again, my leader is still walking back at this time, so if they wanted to gangbang me, this would be the time to do it, since I can't switch my war gear and I don't have my what's called talents or anything like that. So that's why, if you are doing this trap, that you should make sure you are strong enough to take a leader or a hit without your leader from a mythic champ. I could probably take a gangbang without that, so It's totally fine. Leader's coming back a couple seconds. Again, this is not the end of the bait though. The other way to bait people once they start the rally is what I'm going to do next. So once my leader comes back, I'm going to random away and then start farming tiles with actual troops. And when you do the farming tiles, make sure you are actually sending full marches to those tiles. Like I'm sending 200k to each tile to make it look like I'm trying to evacuate my castle. So he's going to go in full tier 4, tier 5. Again, I am just sitting in construction gear. Don't need to switch my thing. As long as I healed from the previous tech, I will be okay. I'm just making sure that the rally timer is long enough because I don't want to get caught off guard and take a rally from Nordic Salmon. Again, Nordic Salmon has like full mythic champ. Taking a solo attack from him, totally fine. Taking his rally is death, pretty much. So again, this account is not strong enough, and I'm gonna mess with that. I don't wait till the rally comes just in case I lag. I always do it a couple seconds beforehand, and I might just port away. So that's the only thing I'll ever do. I won't basically make them waste carpets. I'm not that brave anymore. I've had some bad situations with that. So you can see again with my construction gear, he's doing 120k to my front line. Even with double pack 5 familiars and stuff like that, pretty good gear and all that. It's not enough for this account. This account's very strong. The comp is very good. Don't need my gear or anything like that. So if you're a free-to-play player, having a perfect comp like this that actually makes you allowed to cap without having good gear is awesome, because then you're not worried about your stats. If you have really good gear, you could probably have a smaller comp, and you can't really do these traps because most of the traps I get, I don't have my leader when the person's hitting me. So that's kind of it. So anyways, he went tier 4, tier 5. He went a lot of tier 5, 225k there. Only did 100k to my front line, 120k to my back line. So that's how strong this comp is. Obviously, my stats are lower, so the tier pack 5 familiar is doing more damage, but he's got decent gear. He's not obviously as strong as the other, what's called guy who hit me before, but he's quite strong as well. Not 900%, but probably like close to 800, in the 700s, I would assume, with that gear. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Let me know your ideas about the what's called migration and stuff. I will do a full video and explain every single point in that, what I'm talking about, and maybe you guys will understand a little bit better if I explain it that way. I will go through each point, and I will go a little bit slower than I usually talk in videos so people can basically keep up, because I know I talk really quickly. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video today, and I'll see you guys in the next one.